Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Angel Monday and the live angel messages. So I'm just checking that I can be seen and heard. Drop me a comment if you can see and hear me all right. Just takes that little bit of a minute to go through. Let's see. Am I live? Sorry. Shouldn't leave silence. Yeah, here it is. Hi, Christina. It's just a bit of a delay. I will one day get used to seeing myself and my double chin on video. All right. So let's get going for this week. We're a little bit late today, only because I am traveling. I'm in the Northern Territory. I'm at a beautiful apartment here, and which is where I'm working from and hanging out and doing what I need to do before I go away in a couple of days. So obviously my schedule is a little bit back to front, and I've also been catching up with clients today, and that's why I wasn't able to do it earlier like I usually do. So let me just see if I can see your comments and questions. I have to look at it on my phone. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Natalie. Hey, Christina. Thanks for being here. So I'm using the Angel Wisdom deck. Now, we're full moon in Libra, I believe. And it's definitely been a really strong energy. It's been, as always, the full moon magnifies everything. So any emotion that you've got going on or any energy that you're picking up on is being really magnified. And that's for a good reason. It's so that you can see it, feel it, know it. You can't miss it. So if there's something that's off in your environment or in your life, you'll be really feeling it. So don't be bad if you're feeling triggered or you've been feeling extra stressed or not your normal self. It's just because everything is a little bit magnified. And of course, things that you're attracted to, things that you're manifesting, things that you want are being magnified too. So that beautiful energy is showing up in a strong way for you. So it's not all bad, but obviously when you're an empath, you can't get away with the fact that you pick up on energy. You know, it's something that sometimes you might say to yourself, why am I feeling this when no one else is? Or how come I'm picking up on this? You know, maybe I'm being this way, or maybe I'm being too sensitive. But being an empath or a sensitive, you can't switch it off. And you are feeling it on a different level than a lot of other people feel. So you'll be able to detect the psychic vibes. You'll be able to sometimes pick up on vibrations from the past. Sometimes you'll be picking up on things that are coming in before they come. So it's all relevant. And if you're too busy or you're overthinking, too much going on, you can miss it, and it can all just sort of turn into a big tangled ball in your energy. And that's when you've got to step back, talk to your angels, meditate, do things that make you feel chilled, peaceful. And then that sort of big tangled ball of wool starts to pull apart, and you can tell what is what and whose is whose and what that feeling belongs to. It all makes sense in the end, but you've got to find that time to do that. So let me pull some cards from you. I've got Angel Wisdom deck, and I've also got Diana Cooper's new deck. I started using these last week at Uluru. The Archangel Oracle cards. You know when you read a book or you see a deck of cards or you see a painting and you think, I wish I'd done that. I love the vibe of these. I obviously wouldn't do it exactly the same way as Diana Cooper would, but I love the vibe of them and what she's created. So angels, what is it that we most want to know? We need to know this week for the energy, for challenges that we're trying to overcome, and also for what we want to manifest and bring in. So the first thing I'm hearing from Archangel Michael is intention. Are you clear about what your intentions are? If you're waiting for the universe to give you a sign, make sure you're being clear about what you want that sign to be about. You can't tell them what you want the sign to be, but what you want the sign to be about. What is it you need more information on? Another really good question to ask the angels and the universe is, show me my options. Show me what my different options are. Because sometimes in our physical body, with our physical mind and brain, we can get a bit fixated on things being a certain way, working out a certain way, or we can get fixated on what is wrong or how a person's treating us, or how, you know, how that's wrong and it should be right. And that fixation puts blinkers, and it stops you from being able to see what your other options are, or what the lesson, the blessing could be behind that situation, or what else you could do, or another way of looking at it. And that's when you take those blinkers off and you step back a bit and say, okay, what are angels, universe, show me my options. That allows you to get a kind of a wider view. Those blinkers fall away and things start to fall into place and make sense. Have you noticed that when you're struggling with something, good or bad, that when you've got that narrow-minded view, narrow view is a better way of putting it, that it starts to stress you, it starts to build up a different kind of emotion, it can keep you stuck, is what I'm saying. So once you're able to process and stand back, then all of the things that you couldn't see before will show up for you. And that's what one of the things they're asking us to do this week. And I have to keep refreshing my feed. Joanne says, I was picking up on the panic in Queensland earlier. I forgot to say my protection prayer. Doesn't that make a difference when you forget to protect? I figured it out, so all is well now. Yeah. Hi, Carol. Thank you for watching from work. Hi, Christina. What would you ask the angels if you had an angel reading? Hi, Lynn. Hi, Christy. You're always in my thoughts, Christy, somewhere in there. Hi, Kenneth, my PR Facebook friend. And Kiran, is that how I say your name, Kiran? Where are you guys from? So we're asking Archangel Michael, what is it that we most want and need to know this week? So we're coming to the end of March, moving into April, so there'll be a different energy coming in. And I'm seeing a lot of orange coming in. So it's helping to heal the sacral chakra, which is your self-worth, your body. If your body needs a little bit of support and help, that's coming in now. Being able to focus on your body and look after it. It's also a warming, healing energy. And interestingly, it's one of the colors of Archangel Gabriel, which is the angel that we worked with on Friday for the Life Purpose webinar, which is still available if you want to hop on. I haven't had time to take it down off the website. So if you want the replay, you can still go and get it for the next 24 hours. Archangel Metatron is associated with that really flamey orange color as well. Wow, okay, really powerful cards. Let me pull you one from this beautiful Archangel deck. Which Archangel is particularly working with us this week? Can't wait to share these with you. All right, first card, Angel Wisdom Tarot by Radley Valentine. This one is the Dreamer. It's about a completely new beginning. Now, sometimes that means letting go of what you thought should be. So this could be, I was having a conversation like this morning. You know, if you've had a big dream and it's perhaps not coming to fruition in the way that you thought it would, or you have this vision that things have to work out a certain way in a certain order or by a certain time, or you've just come to the end of a job or a relationship or something and you think, I thought that was going to bring me this and it didn't. You've got to clear that away. You've got to let go of that. Otherwise, you're going to it's going to be like just walking on the spot, right? You're just going to keep digging yourself into the hole of what was, what could be, that isn't a path of reality. So there's a new door opening for you now, and the angels are asking that you walk through it with a sense of courage, open-mindedness. You know that saying, be open to everything, attached to nothing. So the human ego wants to grip, grasp and hold and keep and control and try and know everything into the future. but we don't know what the future is. The future's not written yet. The angels can't tell you what's in the future because the future isn't written yet. You create the future, you co-create it with the universe, your soul, your thoughts, your beliefs, your expectations. So what do you want to create? So, but there is this beautiful door opening for you, which is a new start, and it's time for you to push the fear aside, walk through it with confidence and trust in the divine, knowing that you're being supported by the angels every step of the way. Trust yourself, it says here. So remember how we started this session today by talking about trusting your empathic feelings, knowing that, we've got more comments. Trust your empathic feelings. So even if you're picking up on something that no one else is, now I'm not talking about paranoia or judgment or criticism and things like that. I'm just talking about your true feelings. You know, if something feels good and it feels good to you, but your friends or your family or someone is saying to you, no, don't do that. You've got to listen to yourself. And if something doesn't feel right to you, you've got to listen to yourself. It's not about what other people think, it's about what you think. So you've got to trust that. And all people are intuitive. You are intuitive. The thing I find with teaching about intuition, helping people to develop their intuition, communicating with the angels, is that you have to trust it. That's the thing. People get the messages, but they don't trust it, or they start to hear it and then they push it away, so they don't get the full message. And so it keeps you stuck. It keeps you in a state of fear and stress and relying on other people for advice and guidance, which never feels good. It's about that's giving your power away. This is saying you need to walk through a new door that is opening and trust yourself. The Queen of Earth. Look at this image. So she's sitting on her throne. She's holding on to her abundance. Look how confident she is, how she's sitting there with her head up straight. She's staring into the distance. There's a rabbit at her feet, which means that she's, you know, rabbit is a sign for fear. Now, the fact that the rabbit is calmly sitting at her feet is like that she's overcome her fear. She's confident that she'll be taken care of. She's trusting, and I feel like she's making plans. She's making plans, and those plans are practical, and they're earthed and grounded. They're in the practical world, and maybe they're about money, maybe they're about business, maybe home. But so this is what this is asking you to do. Remember how they've said you're walking through a new door into something completely unknown. Now that can be scary. It can be scary. Of course it is. You've got to acknowledge that. You can't pretend and deny. But then faith is the antidote to that. So then you have to have your confidence. Know that this energy is within you, the energy to be confident, to make plans for the future in a way that is practical, focusing on making sure that life is stable and grounded, even your material life. So it's like moving forward in a calm, sensible, grounded manner. That's what your guidance is. So maybe, you know, this week you've got to look at stepping back a little bit from things and saying, okay, how do I feel about it? But not just how do I feel about it, how can I see this playing out? And what's going to work for me and all the other energies that I'm holding up in my life, you know, whether it's family, home, business, work, money. And I really love, one of my most favorite affirmations or quotes is, grow where you are. And that doesn't mean you have to stay in place. It just means do what you can do with the knowledge, wisdom, resources that you have right now. And that takes away all of the angst about lack and scarcity and, oh my God, and this person's doing better than I am, and what are people going to think and say? All of that then just fades away. You just get into the practical of it and go, okay, I'm going to do what I can. So someone came to me last week asking for advice about starting a business, a spiritual business, a healing business. And I can't afford a website, and I can't afford this, and I don't know how I'm going to do that. And I said, okay, what can you do? What's the first step that you can do? Oh, well, I can put it out there on Facebook. I can get some free business cards printed. I can set up my healing space. That's what growing where you are is. So don't feel like you can't move forward just because you don't have all the bells and whistles and things yet. It's, in fact, no one that ever was successful had all the bells and whistles to start off with, right? Okay, a few people do, but they don't go through the same processes. It's a different way of looking at things. Most people at some stage, even if it was their grandfather or their great grandfather, someone somewhere had to start with very little. And, you know, to start something brand new. So the fear is under control. If you can see it, if you're aware of it, if you're willing to acknowledge it, it will be under control. It will just sit at your feet and it will just be there to keep you focused. The money is there to support you. So just looking at these comments. Hi, Francis. From India, Kiran. Thank you. That's exciting. So this is the outcome card. This is like the best card that you could get for a Monday reading, really. Following these new steps into your new dream, your new life. This is brand new. It's like, you know, when the beach, when it's been washed clean by a high tide and then it pulls back and you can see all the shells and the sparkling sand. That's the image that I'm getting. This isn't an old dream regurgitated, or this is new. This is like a new path opening for you. Look at the outcome. Like, you don't even have to read the words to get what this is. So the 10 of Cups is like emotional, your cups are full, emotional fulfillment, practical issues, or grounding. You've got the money there. You've got the love there. There's a rainbow. There's the house. Everything is coming together. And the angels really want you to trust this. They really want you to trust. This is Archangel Jophiel. Now, interestingly, the Queen of Earth is very related to Archangel Jophiel, because Jophiel is the angel very much associated with spring. So I know they're in the Northern Hemisphere. You've just gone into the springtime. Very much about making things beautiful, like doing things in a way that really fits for you, not running at things like a bull in a china shop, or putting up with stuff you don't like. It's important to acknowledge what your standards are, what you really like, what works. So Jophiel is about that, about making your environment beautiful, clearing out clutter, making room for the new to come in. But also she's about your thoughts and your expectations and your beliefs. So she's showing up here to really give you that energy of, what are you thinking about? What are you creating in your mind? What are you asking for? Are you even asking for anything? Or are you just so busy trying to deal with problems that you haven't had time and energy to do that? So you're being asked to really focus your thoughts on creating what you really want. Okay, and I dropped that card. And okay, the other angel in this reading is Archangel Metatron, angel of ascension, also the angel for sensitive. So it is a reminder for you to protect your energy, to acknowledge and love your energy. And, you know, it says on here, push your fears aside. And you've got the little bunny rabbit in the other one. It's like sometimes fear is just like, it's like mental clutter. It just comes up to annoy you, especially if it's about who you are, what your worth is, whether you can do something or not. You know, it's just interference. So push that aside. If there's a fear like, okay, you know, I'm worried that my tire is flat and I can't drive, then that's a practical thing that you can do something about. So we're not saying ignore fear, because sometimes fear has a message, but start to become aware of how your fear is. Some of it is just mental chatter. And this one, Seraphim Seraphiel, tune into divine will, be open to higher illumination. Now, I want you to look at the image rather than the words. What does that say to you? What do you feel when you look at that? So immediately you can feel that this archangel is helping, supporting, almost orchestrating what's going on for you. But you are so being asked to lift up your thoughts. Lift up your thoughts. Start to, just for the fun of it, think about things working out for you. Think about how amazingly miraculous everything is going to be. Just think like how much fun it's going to be when you get that money that you've been asking for, when you get that job you really always wanted. This is what I can feel the heat in this card. This is what is being asked of you. So yes, you know, like Joanne said earlier, when you can feel panic from people situations. You can tune into the consciousness of groups, people, countries, states. That can have an effect and pull you down. But if you're focused on keeping your thoughts high, you will kind of have a natural barrier against all of that. And of course, making sure that you're protecting your energy. Now I can't, oh, hi Dee, or the Lynn. Okay. All right, so that's the reading for the week ahead. Excuse me. I will put these up on stories a little bit later on. So new beginnings, ending up being really a really beautiful outcome for you. So it's important that you go for what you want. Remember, the full moon magnifies, so you can maybe spend 10 minutes writing out your goals and dreams today, and then ask Metatron, Jophiel, and Seraphiel to help you to magnify and energize and create those dreams, and ask for the next step. What's my next step? What do I do to bring myself towards those dreams? So thank you, angels and archangels. So Natalie says, feeling very cruisy about having it to shut. I haven't seen the news. Shut down for a few days. So different from this time last year. Yeah. And also we know what to expect, don't we, Natalie? Like, I'm in the Northern Territory, so all is good here at the moment, but we now know what to expect, and we know that shutting down for a few days works, and things can go back to normal pretty quickly. So big love to you for that, and I know that you hold a lot of light. Lynn says, is there some way I can help with an adolescent family member with bulimia? So first up, Lynn, I will pull a card for you for that, because that's a really important question. Has that person asked for your help? Because that's really important, but then maybe you can help on an energetic level. It's so good to see you too, Dee. Hi, Tracy. Okay. So let's ask Archangel Raphael for help with that one. So Raphael is the healing angel that helps us with health issues, which of course emotional health issues as well as physical. And you know, bulimia is something that affects someone on a physical level, but it's also an emotional and, you know, on the thought level as well, and possibly on the energetic level, because you know, sometimes those thoughts that come with those kind of conditions can be intrusive thoughts that really you know, like a viral thought where you're picking up on a fear or a consciousness of I'm not good enough, or things like that, that aren't true, because then those kind of thoughts aren't true. They're not real. They come from fear, false evidence appearing real, F-E-A-R. So thank you, Archangel Raphael, for helping this person that's struggling with bulimia. Now, interesting. So this is the 5 of air, and it is Archangel Sandalphon. I'll show you the card. So, all right. So obviously there's lots of big changes that need to happen for this person in order to be able to be healed, and they need to be open to those changes. So you can pray to their guardian angels and ask also Archangel Sandalphon and Raphael to help this person first. That's number 1. I'm feeling for you, this card for you is like saying step back. So not so much going in with help, but you can do it from a distance. So you can, and prayer is your best option. Also feels like maybe this can be sometimes that there is a lot more going on behind the scenes than what you might realize. And so I would just be praying, and I'm really focusing on this pink and golden light, which is in the background here. So this card can represent a struggle, a conflict, a fight, unseen energies having an influence. So I would be praying to Archangel Michael, Archangel Sandalphon, Archangel Raphael to help this person according to divine will and for the highest good. And just, you know, when I say keep your hands off, just keep your hands off. Just be a presence of love, divine love for it. And you can send that pink and golden light as well. And just ask for peace. Ask for peace. I think that's the best thing. Did anyone else ask a question? Full moon energy tonight. That's right. Kenneth. Sometimes I've got to keep, Tracy had a flat tire on Friday. Hope you're good with you. You're all good. It's very disconcerting when I see myself on another. So thank you, Lynn, for that question. Anybody else? Okay. All right. So, okay. So I'm glad that that was helpful for you, Lynn. Thanks for everybody coming online. I'm more than happy to pull another card for someone if, oh, I see what they're doing. They're not showing me all the comments. So Natalie says, new beginnings for me, my big dream. Christina, did you have a question, Christina? Ah, D, yeah. I want to know personally how I can look at myself on this screen doing it via Zoom and also see the comments on Facebook. So if anyone is a tech whiz who knows how to do that, let me know. So one for D. Now, my friend D, who is also Witchy Poo Apothecary, I can never say it, I'm really sorry. And I want you to put your Facebook link on these comments, D. Witchy Poo, she is. She sent me a message yesterday and she was cooking food for all the people that have struggled because of the flooding. She was cooking hundreds of meals to take out. And how is that for being a beautiful soul of love, a force of love on the earth? Thank you so much for doing that. It really moved me when I read that. Okay. Look at this. Look at that. So it's asking you not to be worried about money, that money is coming in for you. And you've also, I mean, look, it's just that force of, I see that as Archangel Raphael giving healing to that woman. Like it's really reflecting what you've been putting out into the community, reminding you to take some time for yourself as well. You've got the daffodils, and so that's new stuff is sprouting out for you. You've got the kitty cat there. And it's asking you not to be worried about finances. In fact, I feel like in the next 6 months, you're going to get a big boost of money coming in, but not before you're going to have an aha realization, some kind of big change you're going to make to your consciousness about money, but also to your, I feel like you're either putting your prices up or you're going to create a new stream of income. D, it's coming. So anything that's fear, negative based, that's around you to do with that, get rid of it. Cut cords with it. Chop, chop, chop. You know what to do. You are a powerful woman. And it's coming in. There's this new beginnings. So that one's all about money. Anybody else? See, I've got to keep refreshing. Who's operating on one brain cell? Oh, Kate, not you. I know you're not operating on one brain cell. DS. I could only see the bottom of the comment. Kate, I would love a card. Wondered when I should have my photo shoot and whether to run a paid or free challenge. So which question would you like? I mean, when to have your photo shoot is really up to you, right? That's a free will thing. I feel like as soon as possible. Don't cry. Okay. I mean, maybe you've just got to book it because your photographer might not be available if you go, oh, you know, I feel like you've just got to have that done. And I feel like that's going to represent your fresh new beginning. It's like you're bringing a new energy into your business, Kate. Da, 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 da. Queen. So we've got the Queen of Air. So releasing stuff that doesn't serve you, especially exes, it says it on the card. Difficult situations, past experiences, past expectations in particular. Getting into your career in a big way in the next all the way over to 2022, and you'll be starting in February 2022. Your business is just gonna have changed beyond all recognition. I feel like you're changing it all the way through. It's like getting rid of old paperwork, old logo, old everything. It's just you're just changing it so that by February it's so unrecognizable, and it's almost just automatically generating income in for you. So whatever you're starting, no quick fixes, but put your all into it and do it from that energy of new energy. No, not the old. And that's going to bring a lot of business in for you. Queen. Oh, photo shoot is booked for tomorrow. There you go. What should be my next step? With regards to what, Kiran? How do I get these comments to move forward? It's doing really weird things. Put my cards in back to front, never mind. So that's for Kiran. And this is, so this is about children, childhood, past memories. It can be about reviewing your past and then moving forward with an open heart. So, you know, there's a sense here of longing for love and connection and just a more peaceful, happy, contented existence. And so there's definitely some stuff here about you can do that, but it feels like you've got to move forward and do it rather than try to recreate the past. And I keep hearing the word it's just like, just get on with it. It feels a bit harsh, but it's like, just get on with it. Whatever you've been thinking of planning, get on with it. There's a giving energy here too. So if you're trying to tell someone something, or you want to give something, or you want to show the world what you can do, now's the time to do it. So if you've want a card, you need to ask me a question. It's just me. That's the way I work. I mean, all right, Kiran, you said your finances. So that would be give to receive. And it doesn't mean sort of, you know, give away all of your money. But yeah, I feel like you need to start something. You need to start a way to generate, even if it was putting things on buy, swap and sell in order to sell things, or starting to do a new offer for your business, or start to put your resume out into the world. It's like you've got to take action and give. You're welcome. Okay. I'm going to have to go back to the comments. Hang on. All comments. Sorry. Took it to bow repairs. Very good. Thanks, AMA. So hard to find all those questions. I'll just do one more. Newest. If my patience will pay off. All right, so let me give you a little lesson on reading and asking the angels for guidance. What guidance do you have about my finances? What guidance do you have about my love life, about my new business? Is a good question, because the angels give us guidance. They don't do yes, no, because you know, that why invoke a giant big being, you know, like when you could flip a coin. So that's the other thing. How do I do something? What options do I have? What guidance do you have? What steps should I take? Rather than, you know, it's like be clear and you get a clear answer back. I don't want to waste time reading people's minds so that then I have the perfect question. So, MA, how do I increase my self-worth so rejection doesn't hurt so much and I can move forward and think more positively? That's a really good question. So I'm not laughing. I'm chuckling to myself about that. So rejection is always going to hurt, right? But if you recognize that when we're rejected, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with us. It just means that this situation wasn't right for me and there's something better coming. So, you know, what's that saying? Protection, not rejection. And increasing your self-worth is increasing your self-knowledge, your self-wisdom. Is come back to saying, I know I'm a divine being having a physical experience. And as a divine being, how could there possibly be something wrong with me? And okay, maybe I'm holding on to some twisted thought. We've all got twisted thoughts. I have them too sometimes, of like, you know, worrying too much about my wrinkles or whatever. Those are just, we have to recognize every now and then, we have to zoom back and go, those are not real thoughts. It's fear. I'm fearful that I'm not good enough. It's not that I am not good enough. It's that I'm fearful that I'm not good enough. And being an empath, MA, sometimes you probably pick up on other people's low self-worth, low beliefs. So when someone rejects you, you're picking up on their negativity rather than actually recognizing what's actually going on. So I think, you know, ironically, think more positively and that will increase your self-worth. So I'll pull you a card. Sorry. Sometimes I get too excited. Well, I'm not too anything. I'm perfect as I am. Have faith in the future. Know that something better is coming. This is the star. She's the Aquarian. That's why I love her so much, because I'm an Aquarian. She's all about self-belief, believing in yourself. You know, sometimes when something bad happens, you have this kind of layer of like, oh, trust me, oh, I made a mistake, oh, I shouldn't have done that. All that negativity is there. But behind that, there's another layer of something. And it's usually like, I knew this was going to happen. Or this person wasn't right for me anyway. Or I kind of picked up that this person was a bit judgy and critical. So maybe this is a good thing. But our fear just takes over and we don't listen to that little voice. So I feel like there's a little voice telling you something else, Amay, and you need to start listening to that, because I reckon that if you could tell the truth about the rejection, there's a line in there that says, I'm actually quite glad. Dreams come true, positive changes. So whatever you're going through right now is cleaning the way for better times ahead. It's almost like you've just had hard time after hard time after hard time, and this has just been the negative cherry on the top. Getting out, this rejection isn't a rejection at all. It's just, this wasn't right for you. You're being diverted. So light at the end of the tunnel. This is such a good card. It's the most positive card there is. So did Anne Hargrave. This is the Ace of Water. There's a dolphin to represent joy. This is a gift that is coming for you, and a beautiful, it's almost like a birth, a new beginning, but not the cliched new beginning. It's like, you know, like a brand new book baby, or maybe a brand new baby, or something like that. It's beautiful. So it's a beautiful experience that's going to fulfill you emotionally and bring you what you're hoping for. So I feel like in this, there needs to be some open-heartedness and some joyful expectation and a willingness to really love and protect yourself. Joanne, guidance about the boys' schooling for next term. What's your question? Thanks, Kate. I'm glad that resonated with you. I'm just doing one question. Okay, so this one for the kids, boys' schooling is the Lovers. So this is Archangel Raphael. It's about making good decisions from the heart that feel right. It's about things that you can see blossoming into something good. It's about pushing aside the fear and the anxiety and just doing, you know, remember the card we had for the group angel reading, which was about so making a plan based on reality, based on what you can manage right now, what feels good, rather than fantasy, imagination, paranoia, you know, all that junk that we carry around sometimes in our heads. So this is about, it's got to feel safe. Otherwise, don't do it. And one more for Christy. Now, one card can't answer 3 questions. Renovations, kids. I really want people to this is the card that you needed, Christy. It just kind of flew out then. Ego. So the ego card isn't really a negative card. It's really saying to you, you can be free if you just change the way you're thinking. So it's the feeling of being trapped, powerless, right? I can't change. I can't have what I want because, and then we start arguing for our limitations. I haven't got enough money. I haven't got enough time. Nobody likes me. I live in a bad place. I haven't got the energy. I don't have what it takes. That's called arguing for your limitations. Have you ever had a conversation with someone that's doing that when you try to give them advice and they go, yeah, but. So Archangel Michael steps in here with his sword and he says, shut up. He cuts his cord. He cuts the cord. He says, all of those things, they're just in your head. It's a limitation doesn't exist in the divine mind. It's a great affirmation. Limitation and fear and rejection and loss and all of those things, they don't exist in the divine mind. They only exist in the human mind, in the ego mind. So as Archangel Michael steps in with his divine transmutation sword, he's saying to you, cut those cords, chop it away, and do what you can in this moment. You have the power to make those changes and to make those decisions with you right now. Accept responsibility and make choices that support your path to happiness. So also this can be about addictions and unhealthy habits. So you might need to cut the cord to, you know, like with weight loss, when after COVID and I was dealing with a bit of needing to do some weight loss, I had to cut cords with a couple of things that I'd been eating so that I stopped craving them. And it really works if you do that. But it's really about taking your power back and saying, hang on, I can do this. All right, Christy? So sending you all guys lots and lots of love. I'm going to do the Instagram one now, the reading now. So I'll love you and leave you. Thanks for being here. I really enjoy doing this. And really think about those questions to the angels, you know, because I'm not saying this to be critical because I have to work on this myself. I had to work on this myself. Is when we're not clear and we're cryptic or we're too general, we are not going to get what we want because the universe hasn't got anything to work with except the general. So if you can be as literal as if you're telling a baby or, you know, someone that doesn't speak your language what you want and you really want them to get it, you're not hinting, you're not assuming, you just make it really clear and you're asking for the steps, not yes, no, not should I, you're asking for the steps. That makes all the difference to the answers and the signs and guidance that you get. So free advice. See you next week. See you next Monday. Loads of love. Angel blessings. Bye.